Welcome to a brand new episode of the Car and Bike Show here on the NDTV network. Unusual for me to be in the back. Well, not just unusual, but it's a bit of a first. I've never really presented the show sitting in the back seat of a car. You got a glimpse of it last week, so those of you who did see the show last week know that this is our exclusive on the Mercedes-Maybach S650. Yes, we've got all the details coming up, but we're going to start with our top story. That's big news. It's good news as well, and for some time now we've been really closely tracking and championing the cause of improved car safety in India. Now, many of you know this, that we've also been associated with Global NCAP for crash testing of Indian-made cars. Well, that program started in late 2013 and several cars have been crash tested. Now we've got that good news. The Tata Nexon is the latest to have undergone the crash tests, and it's received a very, very respectable 4 stars. The Tata Nexon has become the 4th made in India car to receive a 4-star crash rating. The car was crashed in a frontal offset test which was conducted at 64 km per hour as per the Global NCAP protocol at a test lab in Munich, Germany. The Nexon has been awarded 4 stars for adult occupant protection and 3 stars for child occupant safety. The car's body shell has been rated as stable.
Nexon, and we are very proud of it, has got the GNCAP rating of 4. which makes Tata Nexon as the safest car in its category in the country. We are very, very proud. We take a bow for Nexon.
The Tata Nexon comes with dual airbags, seat belts with pre-tensioners, ISOFIX child seat anchorage and ABS or anti-lock braking, all as standard. The equipment has helped to meet the criteria required to pass this test, but it is also the Nexon's structural integrity that has impressed. The test shows that the vehicle sustains maximum damage to its front end and engine compartment, and there is no lethal intrusion into the cabin area, and the A-pillar also retains its structure, and this is particularly creditable. The Global NCAP result also goes on to state that the Nexon offers good protection for the head and neck of both driver and passenger and adequate protection to their chests. The Tata Zest had also received a 4-star rating in November 2016. The other 2 made in India models to have achieved the same in the past are the Toyota Etios and Volkswagen Polo. Global NCAP has been pursuing the Safer Cars for India agenda for over 4 years now. Since then, 25 tests have been carried out of made in India vehicles, which has resulted in a lot of changes. There's been a change of government policy, people's attitudes, and of course, better products now available in India. And I can tell you, all of us at NDTV Car and Bike are extremely proud to have been associated with and participated in this process since 2013. Global NCAP promises to continue its focus on the issue when it carries out further tests of Made in India cars later this year. It will also host its annual World Congress in New Delhi for the first time in September 2018. So great news for Tata Motors and great news also for the industry, because it shows that we're finally moving well ahead on that entire cycle when it comes to how our cars are built, how they're designed even to begin with, and the kind of equipment that's becoming standard. So great news, and I can't wait for India to have its first Made in India 5-star rated car. I can tell you what, it's probably just round the corner. Right, now with that, let's quickly bring ourselves back to this car. It is opulence personified. You get pretty much everything you can dream of in this car, and it really sort of takes you to this very, very luxurious, very special and very exclusive place, especially when you're sitting here in the back. The epitome of engineering, design and luxury in the Daimler universe. It's the car that's meant for a chosen few, the very, very few. And while it made its world debut last year and India debut in February this year, it has finally been made available to us to test. And yes, we have it for you first and exclusive. The car you see is the Mercedes-Maybach S650. Not your average car and not even your average chauffeur-driven one. But yes, most owners will spend exponentially more time in the back than in the front. There you can see the ambient lighting is set to a shade of purple. Purple is for royalty, so I think that's very apt. The music system is the 3D BURMESTER sound system that gives you not 10, not 12, not even 16, but 26 speakers in this car. You can customize everything in terms of the wood trim, the leather. You can get Napa leather too if you want, and of course the color. Yeah, you can do that too. Goes without saying, all the DESIGNO trims are on offer with the Maybach range. Traffic in the NCR region can be quite the pain, and even more so with this car since it's a whopping 5,462 millimeters or almost 5.5 meters long. It is longer than the long wheelbase S-Class by 207 millimeters. In fact, just the wheelbase is 3,365 millimeters, long enough then to fit an entire Maruti Suzuki Alto in, and yet have some space to spare. Yes, it's really that large, and that makes it a bit of a yacht, especially while navigating through heavy traffic. Now if you're wondering how I'm feeling so relaxed even in our kind of city traffic with our kind of roads, well, magic body control. Of course, every other Maybach always had it in the recent past, and this one certainly does. Again, it's a carryover from the S-Class, which means the air suspension tries to give you the best ride quality possible. Now with the extended length of this car, that becomes a little bit more crucial, and I have to say it's executed really, really beautifully. Add to that all this other gadgetry and you really feel very comfortable, relaxed and refreshed at the end of this drive. It's the attention to detail that really sets this car apart, even when compared to every other luxury sedan. Magic sky control, please, James. Double glazed glass windows, electric sunshades on the windows, and even more. Multiple airbags all around this cabin. Side impact curtain goes without saying, but belt bags as well for the outer rear passengers here at the back. And just to tell you that all of this is sensor activated, which means only the airbag that's required depending on the situation is the one that's going to deploy. This Maybach takes your safety so seriously that it even has a retractable seatbelt buckle that comes up to greet you when you open the door on that side. It has a small red LED light, so you can't miss it even at night. So that chauffeur package gives me an additional 77 millimeters of legroom, like I needed that, but yes, it means I can stretch out. You've seen this before. Nice soft headrest, a little extra padding on the leg rest as well, and a little footrest that pops out of that seat in front, which has moved all the way forward. If you think that's comfortable, I can turn it up a notch. Now, you know about the massage function, the S-Class always had it too, but on the new Maybach, you actually get a little extra. It's called energizing comfort. Let me show you how that works. And what it does is it actually gives you theme-based massage settings. That's the best way I can describe this. And so you've got refresh, vitality, joy, well-being. Well-being then. And what it does is not just start the appropriate massage function to go with that theme on your seat, but also a fragrance that's dissipated in the cabin to match that theme, ambient lighting to go with it as well in terms of a color, and music too. This cocoon of comfort and safety is perfect to insulate you from the world outside, and is perfect also to bring you to your high-flying, big number crunching, bar lunch work meetings. Finally, I thought he just would not shut up. He went on and on and on about all the luxury in the back seat of that car. And I'll tell you what, the Maybach is all of that for sure. But it's so much more than that, this car is. Look at that badge. S650. 6-liter V12 engine. Only I can tell you how fantastically it drives. Want to find out? The Maybach model range has two engine options. The S560 gives you 460 horses, and then you've got this little beast, the V12, which has that massive engine under the hood. Yes, the 650 is the one to get if you occasionally at least want to drive yourself, because get this, 617 horses. And if that wasn't enough to get your juices flowing, 1000 Nm of peak torque. The 7G-tronic gearbox is what comes with this car. On the other one, it's the 9G-tronic. And this thing can fly. No, make that glide. It's quick. Top speed has been limited though to 250 kilometers per hour. It is actually difficult to wrap those figures around your head. 1000 Nm, 1000 and 617 bhp. If this car did not have a sophisticated traction control system, it will probably break its transmission, rear axle and drive shafts into little bits. But not before shredding those rear tires into oblivion. You get blind spot warning, you get some semi-autonomous features like the lane keep assist, but also autonomous emergency braking. And unlike usual emergency braking, here you can actually have 3 different settings for it. So there's early, medium and late. What that means is the car will be that much more or less cautious before it hits the brakes for you. And I can tell you, in Indian traffic, you're probably better off, sadly, just turning it off. But it's not just all power. It also is about how it delivers that power. Smooth and absolutely seamless. And of course, that sublime chassis to keep everything very calm and composed. The 7-speed gearbox though does feel a tad dated and slow. Now, he told you about the magic body controls. Of course, the air suspension gives you not just great ride comfort, but you can also lift it if you see like a really bad speed bump or a crazy pothole that you're worried about. So you can raise the car's chassis. And that's not all you can do, of course. You can also fiddle around with these controls. And he likes it if I keep it in curve. And what that does is, it doesn't just give you comfortable ride, but also makes sure that you cut off any kind of roll or any kind of discomfort, especially for the rear suspension. So you put it into curve and the back seat passengers are a little bit more comfortable and happy. They're not being thrown around, even if you're driving fast and cornering a little bit hard. But of course, where I want to keep it, especially since right now I'm alone in the car, is sport. The car is imposing, and not just because it's huge. That massive Maybach grille and of course those absolutely spectacular optional wheels that really make you stop and look at it every single time. You have 9 wheel patterns to choose from, by the way. And it helps, of course, to have a custom DESIGNO matte paint job that our test car has, isn't it? It would also be cool to get the Maybach logo hood ornament though, and yes, you can get that optionally. The logo is present on the C pillar and the car name is spelled out on the boot lid. Of course, that lovely V12 badge on the fenders adds that promise of power. The car is very much like the S-Class otherwise, though in a more obviously sophisticated and bigger way. Plenty you can do here in terms of customization. The virtual cluster gives you different displays, but you can also mess around with the interior lighting because it's not just ambient lighting. So of course you get the 64 colors from the S-Class, but you get something in here which is a little bit different. So you get into ambient light and then multicolor gives you all these different color effects. So you can animate different colors, or you can pick these different themes. There's glacier blue, jungle green, purple sky, and what it does is it gives you a combination of colors. So the top half of the cabin will have a different light, the bottom half a different light, or maybe even three. Alright, I think I've had my fun and gotta get back to the day job, sadly. Let's go pick him up. Mercedes-Maybach S650 is priced at 2,73 lakh rupees, and the S560 will set you back 1,93 lakh rupees. Now that's still 86 lakh rupees higher than the top S-Class sedan for the Maybach S560. But like I said at the very beginning, this car is not for everyone. And yes, not even two of me could afford it. Alright, so I've got James with me for some more time, so I'm going to pamper myself and just enjoy this car a little bit more while I have it. Please react to this exclusive review that we had for you. Please wear your seatbelts, wear your helmets, and join us next week.